everyone, and welcome to Smart Talk once again. Hey, Mark. Hey, Melissa. Good to see you.
Hey, Aurea. How you
Howdy,
doing?
howdy.
We are doing great. And today we wanted to unanimously talk about a topic we may or may not want to talk about today, but we are going to give you our point of view and some resources on what we think about the vaccines that are going around. Disclaimer though, we are not doctors. We're not saying yes or no. We just want to start the conversation to give you food for thought. And some people have been asking us, hey guys, are you getting it? I get that question like every day because I'm such a high risk person with only one lung. It's like, oh, Ray, are you getting the vaccine? You're getting the vaccine. You'll be fine after that. Can we do this event or do that? And there's so much more to it. So I'm going to give you my thought. Melissa's going to give you hers. Mark's going to give you his. We've got some experiences and we have some research backing up some of the things that we think about. So we want you to chime in on this conversation too, because it's very controversial, but it's very important we get to this. So do you guys have any opening remarks before I get going?
Yeah, we may not be doctors, but we may play doctor.
Absolutely.
I had to throw something
and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So I
mean, one of those little coats. I mean, everybody's doing jobs that they're not necessarily qualified for.
Hey, every mother is a doctor.
Hello.
Right.
Hello.
Have Aurea bring it back to rated G. No, I just wanted to quickly plug my new podcast. I want to thank everyone who may have already subscribed. But Jen Hobby and I both used to be on morning radio in Atlanta, and we have a new podcast called The Frenzy, spelled F-R-I-E-N-D-Z-Y. Thank you. And so it's already up. Wherever you listen to podcasts, you can always go to thefrenzy.com to find out more and listen to it there as well. So
proud of you, Melissa. That frenzy. That's perfect.
And they said you couldn't make friends in the media. That's a lie.
That's a lie.
We're all friends.
And we were two women on the same show, and we always got, do y'all get along? Do y'all get along?
No way.
True story. People think that two women on a show can't get along, and so here we are 20 years later, still friends and doing a podcast. So yes,
it's really hard.
Don't always fight like reality TV says.
It's really hard for Melissa and I to get along.
I know. Ray and I just like, if I have to put up with her for this show, and then as long as I don't, I'm just kidding. I know. But Raya, she's such a sweetheart. I can't even.
I love you both. Well, I'm so proud of you. We're gonna be watching and be plugging it some more.
Thank you.
So excited. Okay. Now we have to tackle the vaccine. So y'all that are watching, please feel free, give us your opinion, because there is no right or wrong to this topic. There's just information. So I just want to touch base, first and foremost, 3 reasons why people are hesitant. This was in the news, and three reasons why people are hesitant about getting the vaccine. And I'll put this right out there. Everybody keeps asking me, no, I'm not getting the vaccine for a million different reasons, but I'm not really a vaccine person. I don't get the flu shot. I know this vaccine isn't all get once, cure it all like we get for tetanus shot or measles, that you get it once and you'll never get it. I wish this one was like this, but it's not. But here's 3 reasons why, main reasons why people are hesitant. 1, it was developed too quickly. Not saying it's not effective. It's still 95% effective, but people are still hesitant. Number 2 is they don't trust government FDA these days. So we get that. They're just not sure, what's going on. And the third reason was their hesitation for involved is the uniqueness of the virus, that when you get this vaccination, that it's still going to mutate into something else. You're still going to have to get maybe another one 6 months or a year down the road. They just don't have confidence that this one vaccine, or whichever ones they are, is going to help. And you really have to know that when you do get the vaccine, you can still transmit the virus, even though you don't have it or have symptoms. So I'm going to open that up for you guys to give me your thoughts on that first.
Crap. So let me just say crap. Stop watching the news. Stop watching the news because we have a new president that is not dramatic. The news organizations, and I'm sure that Mark will back me up on this, have to report on something. We are in the middle of a pandemic, and it is a blessing that we have a vaccine, okay? We're in a good space. They did not rush this vaccine out. The FDA pushed it faster than they may push other things because of the severity of the pandemic, because the entire world is affected. But the testing of this vaccine was the same amount of time that they test other vaccines, and it's scientific proof that they have done this, okay? So that is also crap. I am getting the vaccine because I'm required to get the vaccine. I'm required to get the flu shot. I'm required to get the pneumonia shot.
Why is that, Melissa? Tell them why.
I'm going to tell them I have a kidney transplant and I'm immunosuppressed. So what that means is if I don't get the flu shot and I get the flu, I could die. that means if I get COVID and I don't have the vaccine, I will die. Okay. If I get pneumonia, I will die. So I get the vaccines because they work. And because my immunosuppression causes me to be more susceptible to things than others, I can tell you that I take the vaccine. I've never gotten sick. I will not get sick from the COVID vaccine. I don't get sick from the pneumonia vaccine. I don't get sick from the flu vaccine. So I really think that people, got to stop watching the news, because again, this is something that's going to save us. These vaccines are going to save us. And the fact that we had, and sorry, Mark, I'm stepping all over your time, but I'm on a soapbox.
You're fine.
We got time. Go
You're
ahead.
fine.
The fact that we had such a, in my personal opinion, such a incompetent president to handle this, which he is proven that he wasn't doing anything to handle this. I commend the medical staff, the politicians, our governor, who I have in the past not agreed with, but people who have worked to piecemeal whatever distribution we've got going on. So the fact that we have anybody vaccinated at this point is a testament to the people who tried to do this, despite the fact the federal government did not help them. So to me, it's like they should get awards for people having the vaccine, and we will figure this out. And now we have an administration that is going to help us out, and this will get better before it gets, it's going to get worse maybe, but it's going to get better, and we will get through this. And there are companies who are now developing the booster shot. So just in case these variants are resistant to this vaccine, they're already developing booster shots to help you with that. So to me, it's like, turn the news off, enjoy your life, and be thankful to God that we have a vaccine.
Well,
I really wish Barb she'd tell us what she really thinks, though.
Yeah, she was holding back there.
I know.
Holding back just a little bit, and I love it.
I know, but
don't ever apologize. That's what we're here for. Smart talk. Please.
But a couple things to piggyback. Okay, I get those 3 reasons that are already listed. But more to the point that Melissa made, it's a money-making venture in several aspects, right?
Mm-hmm.
These companies that produce this vaccine, the last thing they want is to put out a vaccine that doesn't work, or that makes somebody sick, or gives them legal exposure because someone got sick and died. They're not going to put out a vaccine that's not going to help, that's not going to work. They don't make any money doing that. So that's number one. Number two, and you're absolutely right, turn off the television. Media exposure right now and HUT levels are at an all-time high for all these news broadcasts, because people, number one, we're trapped in the house, but number two, it's like the train wreck that we couldn't look away from that's still given to us now, right? There's constantly some story in the news. Right here in Atlanta,
wrong. It's always something wrong.
It's always something wrong.
Right.
It's always bad
and
news.
that was what was coming.
Instead of saying, "Oh, we've got a vaccine now, thank goodness, we're on the road to recovery," it's, well, something's wrong with the vaccine. Well, something's wrong with this, and it's like, crap.
And we saw it right here with Henry Aaron last week. Well, he just got the vaccine a couple of weeks ago, and now we're saying, hold it. The way you've couched that is that the vaccine had something to do with this man's passing. Okay, this man has lived a full life, and that's part of the problem too. And my other point is, in the Black community, there is rightfully some hesitation on getting the vaccine, because historically we have not been treated well when it comes to the sciences and the way that healthcare is doled out for Black and brown people.
Did you see Tyler Perry get this vaccine?
Absolutely.
Tyler Perry got the vaccine live on. He filmed it.
And that's what we need, is a trusted messenger to say, look, this is safe for you, especially in Black and brown communities, because they're the ones being hit the hardest. So you've got to put all the noise aside and say, I'm going to take care of myself. And the first way I do that is by taking care of myself and my family, is by getting a vaccine when it's available to you. Now, the distribution, we understand it's been slow, it's been spotty, they're trying to fix it now. But the best thing I heard or read in recent weeks is Dr. Fauci saying we could be back to normal by the end of the summer if we get these vaccinations.
They get them out to us.
And I'm going to do my part. When it's my turn, I'm taking the shot.
Okay.
Both of them. If I have to get two.
You have to get two. Absolutely.
Whatever I have to do.
Absolutely.
I'm doing it.
So on that note, for those who are getting the shot, which we are saying absolutely that's good. I'm just still a little more hesitant just from my background, but that's okay. The Washington Post, if you look on the periodicals, if you're going to get it, which says people with the coronavirus vaccination should still distance from each other. Please
Yes.
don't think that once you get the first one, even the second one, you can go out there and you are immune to it and you can't spread it. So that's something that they really have to look up. There's some articles on like the Washington Post that are saying really good facts that getting the vaccination doesn't mean an immediate return to pre-pandemic life. And it says that 70% of the population needs to be inoculated for the country to achieve the herd immunity to stop the virus spread. The only thing that people want to hear right now, though, is it's 100% safe, but it is 95% safe, which is excellent. But it says clinical trials on the Pfizer one, the Moderna 2-dose vaccine regimens are both highly effective at preventing the illness from the virus, but they don't provide instant, complete protection. The virus can still get stuck in your nostrils and you're safe from it, but you can still sneeze and cough and get your grandmother sick or get somebody that, Melissa or I sick. So please still social distance. So they're both done, both vaccines, and then we get everybody doing that. And it's better, but it's not today I get vaccine and you run out without a mask.
It's the same as the flu shot. Now that for people like I am so sick of ignorance. And I mean that
really, I would never know that.
I'm so sick of ignorance because we've been in this so long, and I'm tired of people not celebrating the victories as we come along. Right. And so the flu shot is the same thing with the flu, but people dismiss it. You get the flu shot. If you get the flu with the flu shot, you don't get as sick. You may get sick, but you're not going to get as sick. With this vaccine, you could get COVID, but you're not going to die from it. That's the important thing, is this is the only thing to keep you from dying from COVID.
And Melissa, to piggyback on that point, the problem is there's no place for you to go to get treated. So if you don't have to go to the hospital and you still have COVID, if you can treat yourself at home or they can give you a prescription, you're in much better shape. Because once you get into the hospital, that's when the real problems start. When you get on the ventilator, that's when people are not having comebacks.
Yes.
The issue is there's no space in and the stress on our medical care
and the
system.
long-term effects and the long-term effects, because people who have COVID have had COVID. This is not something they get over in a week.
No.
This is not something they get over in 2 weeks. I know somebody, it's 8
months
later, they still can't taste and smell. So there's a neurological component to COVID that we had never experienced before. And so to me, it's like, take the vaccine so that you may not have neurological problems with this, because I don't think we know the long-term effects of
we
this.
don't, and I know there are long-term effects. I've heard about damaging organs long-term, some permanently, but I know from my doctor did say that unlike the flu shots that we get that have the live viruses in it, which is one reason I don't take flu shots because I don't want to get it, this one does not have the live virus in it.
The flu shot does not have the live virus in it. The flu shot has a dead version of the virus in it. You cannot get sick from the flu shot. You cannot get sick from the flu shot.
Then I'm gonna get wrong information.
The flu shot, if I took it, because I have no immune system.
Okay.
So my point is, people have got to stop with these rumors. Maybe 20, 30 years ago, you got sick from the flu shot. If you get sick, you're having an allergic reaction to the shot. There are some people that have that.
Yeah, I was reading about that too.
Yes, and if you get the because with COVID now, you get the shot, you may have an allergic reaction, and that is temporary fever, temporary aches and pains. You may feel sluggish, but you get over it. You're not getting COVID.
Sick.
You're not getting COVID.
Right.
You're just having a reaction to it coming into your body, and people have got to toughen up and get through that, because it's a day. It's 2 days.
That's a good point, because CNN said that people with vaccine allergies, the FDA put only one group in the category of those who should not get the vaccine yet: people who have known history of severe allergic reactions to any component of the Pfizer biotech vaccine. So you're absolutely correct, Melissa, on that point.
Yes. I mean, because from experience, I have a friend who has allergic reactions to the flu shot, and he is hesitant. He's like, I don't think I can take this. And again, his allergic reaction is still not as severe as the flu. These reactions are not as, so I think people are taking it upon themselves to be uncomfortable with something and then preach it as gospel to everybody else. And but we need to get back to smart talk, like we commit ourselves to, which is intelligent conversation, and focus on the science of it, not some CNN reporter, no offense to CNN, not some Fox News reporter, no offense to Fox. that you're embellishing
Well, I'm
because you've
offended
got
by
time to
Fox.
fill.
I'm just
So
gonna-
Melissa and Mark too, both being in the media as well. When I'm going to periodicals, I'm going to the Washington Post, I'm going to CNN, I'm looking at Fauci, I'm doing my due diligence, and our viewers are doing the same thing. What do you suggest? And here I am still having the fear of it. Where do you suggest they do go to have a resource to get good, pure information? Because the truth is there are people that are hesitant to get it. So we need to show them your point of view. Where can we go to really feel that confidence so we can go get it and know, oh,
where I
he's
went
right.
last week.
Where'd
Where
you go?
I went last week.
Okay.
I have a relationship with my doctor, which is why I get on my wife all the time. Well, I just want to go to the urgent care when I don't feel. No, you need a relationship with a medical professional that you trust.
Okay.
I
Very good.
trust my doctor because I have a bond with him. When I went to him the very first time, I got to know him. He came by referral from another doctor. When I moved around to all these different cities, I would ask the doctors, who are the doctors that the doctors go to? Right?
I
Because
love
those
that.
are the people that I
Good
want to
question.
go
Way to
to.
find one.
Right?
Yeah.
Question, yeah.
So,
Really
so
good.
now, so I got to know this doctor. He's gotten to know me. I trust him.
Good point.
And when he tells me something, like I thought I had COVID last
Yeah, you
week. So he
did.
said, hey,
Right.
quarantine. You know, I had these awful headaches. I was vomiting. My
Wasn't good.
stomach was upset. You know, I was lethargic and slow and sluggish. And he started telling me how he's had patients that have tested negative, been hospitalized, treated for COVID, and then on the way out are testing positive. So, I mean, there is still so much we don't know. But one thing we do know is that when you have the opportunity to get the vaccine, like he said, because of your age, Mark, when your time is up to get the vaccine, get it. I want you to get it. And so if you have a medical professional in your life that you trust, not somebody that you see every now
Right.
and then, not someone who has to look at the chart to figure
who
out
you
who you are,
Right.
that's who you go to. If you don't trust the media, because so many people don't, and for good reason right
Oh,
now,
yeah.
trust in the
Yes.
media has been eroded beyond belief.
Yep.
But if you don't trust them, you don't trust your own eyes when you do your own, the Google
Research.
machine,
Mhm.
then go to somebody you do trust. My best friend happens to be a pediatrician. So for all things medical, I call him. For all things electronic or electrical, well, not electrical.
All things
I
media,
tell
come
him
on.
how to screw in light bulbs and turn on televisions. But find someone
You're
who
making-
you trust and believe in.
You're making a
And-
great
and-
point, Mark, because when I went to find out, I've been in before in last summer, I was kind of a little bit more out. I started hosting television again. Remember, we kind of semi came out
Yep.
of it in June and July. We thought
Yep.
it was over. And then my daughter was going to possibly go back to school. And I was like, should I or shouldn't I? I finally, the light bulb came on, called my doctor, who I do have a relationship with. I said, what do you think about this coronavirus? Is it really going to be a big deal if I get it? And she, like Melissa, under no circumstances, she said, Aurea, can you get COVID with one lung? You absolutely would be beyond a miracle. It would be
Absolutely
a
not.
death sentence. And that's when I
Right.
I closed the doors, shut the windows, stopped hosting TV, stopped doing everything. And I've been in here ever since, like Melissa.
Well,
So
that's
I'm glad you
my
said
point,
that
is
because
my
I haven't
asthma.
called her yet about the vaccine. Dummy me. So I will call her first thing Monday morning, and I will let you all know on the next show what she says for me in my, because you're right. It needs to be personal to your circumstances,
Yep.
your health.
Yes.
But okay, Mark, now
Yes.
if they don't have a doctor, because many people, even like you're saying in different communities, don't have a relationship with a doctor. What else could they do if they don't have a personal relationship? Can they call you? No kidding.
Yeah, well, no, but they can call a friend. They can find the resources
Find
in their city or in their county.
Scientific
Maybe
resources.
a health center.
Scientific
Science.
resources, the health center.
Science.
Right. You got to rely on the science with this thing.
You do.
This is not spin. This is not PR. This is not coming up with a fake name, because you think your celebrity status is not where it should be. This is life and death.
Really is.
So rely on the people who do this for. The CDC is right down here. It's the best in the world. The best in
Here
the
in Nevada.
world. It's the biggest and best in the world. And if you don't trust that information, I don't know what will help.
Do they have a hotline?
But it's government, Mark. It's government. How can I
Well,
trust the CDC? Because it's government.
Well, that is a hesitation, whether it's true or
Well-
false. That is people's perception in some ways. So I love Mark. You said call your doctor. And I, stupid me, didn't even think of that the first thing Monday morning. I called her before. Why didn't I even think about that? I've been so caught up in all the information. So I'm with you. I get it because I've been just trying to
Aurea,
gather all my
well,
own information.
I think Aurea is representing our audience, but
Same.
see, I mean, my first kidney doctor is retired and she's even texting and checking on me because it goes back to what Mark said. I had that relationship with her and I still have this she still checks on me even though she's not full-time practicing. My replacement, who is someone she recommended me to, that was the first conversation I had when this happened. It was my first conversation I had when I traveled right before all this went down. So, I mean, so yes, if you especially have something like Mark mentioned, you have asthma, if you have a condition, you really do need to have that relationship because if something goes south or something like a pandemic happens, because the other thing I think that people don't understand is that these variants that now they're going to be afraid of because the news is going to harp only on these variants. This is science. This is something you learned in science class. A virus lives, it needs a host to survive.
Right.
And we are the hosts. And the longer this virus, we've allowed this virus because of people being irresponsible, in my point of view, we've allowed this virus to jump from person to person to person to person for a year, over a year. And of course it's going to mutate. Mm-hmm. The longer this virus is in the community widespread like this, the more it's going to mutate. And so to me, it's also getting a vaccine is the responsible thing to do to eradicate this for good. People, I will gladly debate anybody who does not believe in vaccines because I think that you are misinformed. And the vaccines are what save us. Yep. I mean, the fact that
I've had vaccines, which are good. I mean, I'm not an anti-vaxxer at all. I've vaccinated my daughters. We've had measles and tetanus shot and all that.
The reason my son doesn't have polio.
Yeah,
the efforts of the people before us,
and because it's gone.
Yeah, it's just happened so fast.
Because of the
vaccines.
And so
I've had all those.
This will be gone because of the vaccines if people will participate.
Exactly.
Wouldn't we all three fall into the top priority list? Because I haven't even, because of our age and our elements.
I don't fit the age.
Maybe.
But no,
Oh no, it's over 65. None of us are over 65.
Yeah. So again, 65 and a plus elderly caregivers plus first responders. That's it right now.
Okay, I didn't know.
The people with chronic conditions are 2 phases away.
What's the next phase?
The next phase. Let's see. Let me get my.
Get your Google out. Because I'm interested.
It's not Google. It is Fulton County here in Georgia.
In Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Released the pyramid
priority list.
Yeah. We'll have to show that. Okay, wonderful.
And so
we'll show that on the screen.
They're going to the proposal right now, but again, the CDC will change this.
It could change.
But the proposal right now is more first line workers, so grocery store workers, the shippers, the people who've been there doing that. So they're next.
You mean the people we didn't want to pay $15 an hour? Those people.
Exactly. Then it'll be those of us who have conditions.
Right, so we're
but I totally expect, now this is Melissa Carter talking, this is my opinion, but I think now that we have solid leadership in distribution of this vaccine, you will see far more vials hit the market much faster. So I think that this kind of we're running out, sites crashing is going to go away. And then we're going to have this flood of vaccines where so many people will be able to get it at the same time. So I'm very hopeful.
Yeah.
Which would be the blessing, which will get us back to normal.
Yeah.
By
the end of summer, you just get your vaccine, you put your mask on, you're sick. I mean, I don't know. It's like that stubborn kid. How many times do I have to tell you what's going to work for you to finally let it sink in? That's what I need to do.
Melissa, I think we're fighting a losing battle when it comes to the mask. I was in Woodstock last week, the day I threw up on the way home and had to pull over to get sick. And I had popped into a restaurant. There must have been 75, 80 people there. There was not a table to be had. There was no space, period, and not one. The staff had on masks, the people behind the counter. No one else was wearing a mask.
Because they don't have a choice, Mark. So the people who have the mask on is the restaurant workers.
Yeah, because they
have to have it.
But did you hear about the one in Sandy Springs that is totally no mask now? The people that work there don't have to wear masks. It's just no mask. It was in our one of our Forsyth County newspapers a couple days ago.
Yeah, I won't be going there.
Yeah,
well, I'm not going. Yeah, I will
Oh.
never go there, even after this
Right.
is done.
Yeah,
Right.
you and me
Business-
both.
Period.
literally, businesses that make this decision, these irresponsible decisions,
We'll remember them.
I
Yep.
I will never give you my money.
Right.
No. And
Period.
it's really important on the mask issue to please do your research of when you get vaccinated, that first vaccine, please keep wearing your mask. You still could be a carrier, you could still have it. You got to get your second one and still be socially distancing. Don't make it an instant free for all and just go out there and be exposed. I think if we do this slowly, and again, call your doctor about that, we'll be a little bit better shape.
It's funny you say that. I had this argument yesterday with my mom, who's 83, who got the first shot and was leaving for Cancun this morning.
Oh God.
And
Just one
she-
shot? Not even the second one?
yeah, yeah.
It
I mean,
doesn't work with just
it
one
was
shot.
just, it was maddening to spend 3 weeks trying to convince her that it was not the time. You've been to Cancun a dozen times already. Why are you
Why would you get on a
going again?
plane?
Why would
get
you-
on a plane?
Why would you take the chance? You're playing Russian roulette, not only with your health, but my brother lives with her. He
Mhm.
was he's beside himself that we could not get through
Oh,
to her to say, how about you just wait?
Yeah.
And look, I get it. You want to live your best life. You've worked hard all these
yeah,
years.
83.
It's the sunset. You're 83. I get it, but you're in good health. You're doing things a lot of your friends cannot do.
Mhm.
You're able to walk and talk and go to the gym, and you're in 3 book clubs, and you're doing this and that, and you're healthy. You've got all your faculties. How are you making such a bad decision?
Yeah.
Was
I think
there-
everybody's
Yeah,
just
this
kind of
was-
getting stir crazy and
So
getting
what?
claustrophobic.
Yes.
I know, but
what?
just a little
Like, this whole-
longer.
This
little
whole
longer.
we're in this together has not happened. Like
God, no.
Right.
I don't envy being a part of a war-torn world. I do not envy
Right.
that.
Mhm.
But what I envy was this idea that we're in this together and we're going to do whatever it takes in order to get this done. And we have not had that at all through this whole experience.
Period.
No.
And-
Because
I
of
will- And I
one
won't,
man.
and I won't remember. I won't forget that because
Ever.
I keep thinking about, given the grace that I survived this and lived to see grandchildren and live. If they ask what was it like to be a part of a pandemic, I'll say
Yeah.
very disappointing.
We'll get back to
I was
right.
very disappointed in the human race because
Yeah.
we should have come together to protect each other. And in this country, especially, we don't have that ideal.
Melissa,
We're not even
forefront.
close.
no, and it's funny, Melissa, for the
We're
first
not
time.
even close.
No, and Melissa, you made a really good point to me several months ago. I love social media and I love talking to people and commenting. But unfortunately, 6 months ago, you had to give me the best advice that I've ever had was don't read the comments. Imagine we're in a world where you can't even read comments anymore because they're so vile and they're so hateful and they're so divisive. It's like I'd never seen anything like that before in just my little community. We couldn't post, even like anything that we had a mask on, even if we weren't talking about mask, if we actually did a selfie with the mask, the hate that would come in. I'm like, I'm just taking down posts back 6 months ago. Now I don't even touch it anymore because I just don't like the division that it's caused. I think we all
Well,
need to be in
It's
this
I-
together.
I mean, but
political.
think
It's
about how-
political.
Yeah, think about how far it's bled over, right? It's not just political anymore. I had a strategy call today with a client talking about what platforms that we think we can best avoid, the political noise so that the
God,
post can be
which one
seen and the
is it?
brand can be seen. Exactly. It's like, where do you go?
Mm,
Because people are so willing to run down this rabbit hole, this dark,
yeah.
deep, ugly, conspiracy laden rabbit hole, and and we're getting it, doubly here in Georgia with the representative from Rome. I mean, it is
It's
insane
crazy.
that people are so angry. I mean, who would ever thought we'd have to have a conversation about packing heat on the floor of Congress?
Yes.
The floor of the House of Representatives. People are trying to go around metal detectors so they can carry their guns.
For
I
safety.
mean, how lunatic, how
Oh.
crazy is that? And this is all feeding the whole COVID hysteria too.
It's Wild
Right?
West. I heard somebody say it's the Wild West, and
It
they're-
really
Yeah, I
is.
heard that.
this is all the
really
Wild
is.
West. We're all in it for ourselves. We're
Mhm.
all trying to. I mean, it's very dystopian. Like this
Right?
is
The
very.
dystopia.
And
Yeah.
with social media, everybody can get their opinion out. Everybody can be a troll. Everybody. So we have so much information at our fingertips when before, if half
know
the
about
world thought
information.
something, we wouldn't know it. So
Right.
Mark,
it's It's opinion, not information.
And that's what I mean.
it's not
They get their
information,
opinions
yeah.
out and troll.
Yeah.
But Mark, to your point, for your client, I think now that's one reason Clubhouse came out with no commenting. So I think Clubhouse can be better because you can't comment, you can't troll, you can't put up pictures. It's literally conversation, teaching, training, and then it's off. And there's no recording, and you only get to talk to people who are on there. You see who they are, and you can talk with them, and you can't leave a comment if you wanted to. So I think that might be a little bit
And
of
you can't make a fake profile.
No, you can't make a
Right.
fake profile.
Well, and
which is huge.
And it's right now being beta tested. So you heard it here first. If you never heard of Clubhouse, just know that is the next thing on the horizon.
Love it.
And to Aurea's point, it's made by professionals who are trying to make a professional site rather than some place for somebody to try to
For
show
more
out.
tomfoolery and conspiracy theories.
And it's more about quality than quantity. They're not letting the world in. It's invitation only, and they don't want to just crash the system and let everybody in. And it's really good conversation. It's training and teaching, and it's just wonderful. I'm really loving.
And you get to join in on conversations that you're interested in.
Yes.
Right, which is the blessing. You follow people that are like-minded. So if you're looking for business strategists, you can jump in conversations with Grant Cardone or Damon John from Shark Tank.
Somebody has sleeplessness or menopause or it's puberty. It doesn't matter what it is. There's conversations, and again, no trolling, no commenting. You have to go link to an Instagram of theirs if they put it there to comment and reach out to somebody. So it makes it troll safe, and I love that. Great idea.
Right.
So we're not being sponsored by Clubhouse. But
we should be.
We should after that.
Send them a bill.
But I just think that we have to. What was it that I heard someone say? It may have been President Biden talk about how we got to lower the temperature in the room. We've got to lower the temperature in the room. You've got to calm down. You got to calm down before you make a decision. If you're making a decision about the vaccine based on an emotion, then you need to stop what you're doing. You need to back up. You need to not only go to your doctor, but I think history also, there's been pandemics in the past. And if you read about a pandemic from the past and then think about people who refused to get a vaccine during that time and think they're irresponsible, then that's your answer. Because history is like, oh, hindsight 2020, right? Oh, they did this. And how do people not come together? And how do they went through the very same thing we're going through. They had people who were questioning and doubting and all this stuff.
It's human nature to do that. Say, get all my ducks in a row.
It may be human nature to do that, but you got to stop at a certain point and then be that person you want to be. If you want to be a caring person, then think bigger than just yourself, because that's what this vaccine is about.
And speaking of thinking bigger than yourself, you can't complain about the vaccine, say you're not going to get a vaccine, and then go turn around and complain about the economy. You can't fix the economy until you get this vaccine under control. So you can't have it both ways. You can't sit here and say, oh, we're going to impeach President Biden now because he's not fixing the economy. Put your mask on.
Right. And only 70%
get your friends to put your mask on.
Well,
and then we can start to get back to normal. We can start to have people go back into restaurants. Think about how long, 900,000 people filing for unemployment just last week. I mean, the numbers are frightening. And you can't play both. Put your mask on. You can't play both sides of the fence and sit here and say it's a hoax, but then complain about the economy. Well, if it's such a hoax, put your mask on and let's see.
I used to say with my transplant, I used to say I was an organ donor long before I ever got sick. And I always said that if you, at the time, if you don't choose to be an organ donor, then don't ask for one if something happens to you.
Hello.
Like, quit just thinking about yourself.
Exactly. Hello. Well, I know time is getting short and we have to end the conversation, but if you're watching, please give us your opinion. What do you do? We still want your voice. Are you getting it? Did Melissa and Mark change your mind to now go get it? Like, I'm thinking I need to go call my doctor. The next episode, I promise I will let you know what my doctor said and let you know what my opinion is, whether it's changed or not, because I think it's important because we do represent what people are thinking, and like I said, it's opinions. It's not always facts and information. And I'm always open-minded to find out, am I thinking something wrong? And I wish we could change more people to say, oh, maybe I am wrong for not wearing a mask. Well, maybe I am wrong for not thinking about getting the vaccine. I am open-minded.
I think the more important message that Aurea, one of the reasons she started the show, is the three of us are from completely different backgrounds. We obviously have hard opinions about different things. And we're not shouting at each other, right? Even though we get heated, it's heating in my expression, but I'm not attacking Aurea. I'm not attacking Mark. I'm saying how I feel. I'm not even attacking you.
It's 2 against 1. I know. I hear this.
No. Now, if we're
It's
talking
okay.
about,
That's what I
talking about
wanted. I want to be smart talk. I want to represent those people
if we're talking
that have
about
the
playing
fear so we
doctor,
can talk about it.
but the point is, there were 3 completely different people from 3 completely different backgrounds, and we would fit different categories if you have these categories of Americans.
Yeah.
But we're going to walk away friends. That's the other thing. You can have these debates, but my God, like, you're going to have to remember, we're supposed to be together. We're not supposed to be in these fractured categories.
And this is what the world would look like if we were in it together, truly together, because you don't have to be from the same background or same mindset to be in it together. So yeah, respect your opinion. I'm going to look that more up. I'm going to find out more about that. Just, being open-minded and friendly and kind, and not closed-minded and shut up and everybody hate each other. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
Right.
Ridiculous.
Well, it's a choice too.
It is. It is.
It's a choice.
Well,
If you choose to be mean and ugly, you will be.
Exactly. No matter what happens. Oh my gosh.
Period.
Well, we have one other commitment that we always do, because life can get you down. And we promise at the end of every show, we're going to make you laugh, or at least try. And we have no other pleasure than laughing from other people who do stupid things, but they post it. So they want you to see it. So we're not doing it behind their back. So our not so smart now we're going to end with, and we still want you to reach out to us and tell us what you think about the vaccine conversation. So who wants to go first on their not so smart?
Let me go first, only because it relates to what we said.
Okay.
I don't mean to jump in front of you, Mark, but this has to do with masks. But you'll laugh about this, okay? Everybody can agree to laugh.
Need to laugh.
So this is in Washington State, and this is at the Toads Astro Express gas station, okay? And a gentleman whose name we don't know was going into the market of the gas station, right? Going in to buy something. And the manager of the station said, "I'm sorry, this is mask only. You're required to wear a mask to come in here." And our friend was very angry about that because he was an anti-masker. Okay. So he decided to get in his car. He's not just going to drive away. He's going to pull out his weapon and he's going to do a drive-by shooting of this market. Now, nobody was injured, so everybody's okay.
Oh my God.
Witnesses.
The Lord.
When the police came and they gave him the description, they were able to describe him to a T because
he didn't
have a mask.
Rule number 1, if you're a criminal, wear a mask.
So he was arrested.
I love her. That's great, Melissa.
Not so smart. You big dummy. You big dummy.
Good, Mark. What's yours? That was good.
We got to get that Fred Sanford track in here.
So,
yeah, that's a good idea.
LeBron James had a basketball game. Apparently, they've got fans in Ohio at the games. I don't know why. Oh, yeah, I do. Because got to make money. Okay. So LeBron's killing it, right? Having the game of his life. He always lights up Ohio when he goes back to Cleveland because they say some things to him in the stand. So he's got a prolific heckler there at the game just the other evening and holding up a shirt that says LeBron is a racist. LeBron is a narcissist.
Oh my God.
And then when security noticed the loud, vile, because there's hardly anybody in there. Remember, the crowds are reduced, right? So you can hear this guy.
Didn't have
security approaches him. He decides he's going to fight with security as they're trying to move him out. Yeah, he's got some charges now. He's not so smart. No refund on the ticket and probably a lifetime ban from the stadium. Not so smart.
Oh, come on, people. Be a fan.
It's what it is.
Yeah, the theme of these two, I mean, like, if you get so overly emotional about what's going on that you want to exert violence, it does not end well. Might as well just lower the temperature.
Like Melissa said, lower the temperature in the room, people.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, mine's gonna be much more lighthearted, just funny. I just love this one. I was tootling around YouTube and I found this video and I just cracked up and I went all at the same time. Here's this guy about to propose to his girlfriend, and he has the best man, obviously, or something, saying, "Okay, throw me the diamond." The diamond.
No.
And there it goes.
No.
Oh, my heart sunk. But I'm bummed.
Why are you jumping in? Why is he jumping in? What does he think he's gonna find?
My diamond.
Right. Just being by the water, it made me nervous. And then,
but Mark, that's my diamond ring. I'd be jumping in too.
Where's the box?
I know.
Put it in the box.
Off it went.
Put it in the box.
Here, catch. Didn't catch. Oh, and another water incident. This guy decides to do a do-it-yourself bungee jump, and watch him do this. My heart again sunk again. Oh. Ow. I'm sorry. I just look at
he's gonna sound less like Mark and more like Aurea when that's over.
Ow.
Oh my God, you just see him holding his back. I'm like, oh, he's gonna need more than a chiropractor. Not
Oh
so
my
smart.
goodness.
I'm sorry.
He's
Yes,
gonna
it
need a
wasn't his
rubber
back. I was
room.
it wasn't his back I was concerned about. But
Oh,
yeah,
that's right. I know. I don't know where that thing's strapped onto, but oh my God, I cringe. I cringe.
Ow.
All right, guys, well, don't be like those people that are not so smart. Do your due diligence. Get
That's what he
proper
said after he
information.
jumped off the bridge.
Don't
Yeah.
jump off a bridge, please. And lower the temperature in the room. Go out and love somebody. Be kind. Be courteous. Give people virtual hugs all day long. And Mark and Melissa, I love you guys to pieces. And
Love
I'm
you
going to go
back.
out, and my next
Mwah.
phone call is going to be to my doctor. Thank you.
Do it.
I am. Have a great day, everyone. Here,
Night,
bye
night.
from us at Smart Talk. Mwah.